Well, here I am at 2352 Alligator Creek Road. This has been my home since December of 1980. Right now it's June 29th. Tomorrow, June 30th, I turn over the keys to someone else. So it's a bit of a strange feeling, having lived here so many years. I built this house when I was 32 years old. And in 1 month I'll be 60. So that's a long time, 28 years I've lived here. So I just wanted to do one little final video tour down the path here of the house and express some memories and thoughts I've had over the years of this wonderful place. Well, here it is, empty. What this does is it reminds me of when I first built this house, because right now, and back in 1980, when this was being built, was really the only 2 times I've seen these rooms so empty. So it does bring back a lot of thoughts of having built this place. At that time, my grandparents were alive, and my grandfather got to see us building this. And I remember he was standing on these steps up here, and he was in his 80s at that time, and there was no carpet on the floor, and he fell backwards, landed down here. No telling why he didn't break his neck or back or something, but he was fine, so that was lucky. A lot has gone on here. A lot of private memories, a lot of public memories. This house has served me well. It's sort of given me the ego boost that I needed to get me through all this. It's given me some credibility for my artwork. And now I'm ready to start on a new path, a new adventure. And I no longer have the need for this like I did, but it sure served its purpose well. And I especially got to raise my 2 girls, Lauren and Rachel, here. That was just so important for me to spend as much time as I could with them. And I know they have a lot of good memories of this place. So too.
I said to him, "Are you the real Santa Claus?" And he said yes.
He did?
You made me see the real Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He is.
I know. Give me a big smile, Rachel. Yes, that's a pretty smile. A lot of this house was built with salvage material. I was, of course, on a budget, as everybody is. But I was lucky. Got a lot of good help in this house, and I did a lot of the work myself. Not that I didn't have contractors to do most of it, but I took on a lot of different projects. For instance, this oak floor here, a lot of material came from a salvage yard, and I had a friend that owned a salvage yard, and he would tell me when a house or a building was being demolished, and I'd go there a few days before that happened, and he'd let me take whatever I needed. And this oak flooring came from an old house down in St. Pete, and I just tore it up stick by stick and brought it back here. Of course, it was all different levels and heights. When I put it in, then I had to, of course, sand it, make it what it is. That slab there came from Gatlinburg, the Smoky Mountains. All the plywood in this ceiling was salvage material from a commercial building out on Gulf to Bay Boulevard. This window here came from a church in Tarpon Springs, just to the north of where the Greek church is. I'm not sure what kind of church it was, but that window came from there. The glass came from a car dealership in St. Petersburg. It's really thick, 1/4-inch plate glass. And then I did the etchings on the window. And I just always liked one big, great room. Just felt good to me, so I built it this way without having a lot of different separate partitions, and I like the high ceiling. And when I built this was quite a house for its time. Of course, now things have changed a lot too. It was right over here that James A. Michener spent the day, and we visited. He sat in a chair here, and Lauren and Rachel and I had our picture taken with him. And then we went outside after Lauren and Rachel left. Jim and I went outside and we had lunch in our garden, in my garden back there. The garden is really overgrown now. But years ago, this was a beautiful garden, vegetable garden with flowers. We had a little gate here. I had a little bunny rabbit cut out on the gate. I think we called it Peter Cottontail's garden or something like that. Hi guys.
Hi.
Are you gonna grow a garden this year?
Yeah.
Rachel's helping me rake.
Gives me a headache,
I know.
and I'm all sweaty too.
You just started. Hi. Whoa!
See what that is, you know?
These are cool. Couple carrots.
Too close.
Here's
We
some tomatoes
had
in there.
lettuce planted and tomatoes, and I think we had flowers in the middle. And James A. Michener and I, we were 2 lawn chairs, and we sat right back there under all these trees, and it was a little more open up then, a little more sun in here. We sat there and we had turkey sandwiches with jalapeno peppers on them. A lot of good memories with James A. Michener. He was up in the studio and looked at all my artwork for my Mountains in the Mist book, and then we, of course, traveled to the Smoky Mountains together. But he and I spent time here. Then I had an oak tree, and Michener and I planted the oak tree together out front there. Unfortunately, somebody ran over the oak tree, and that was the end of that. But tried to create a lot of memories here, and we sure do have a lot of memories. What a great place. Beautiful place for a garden. This is the master bedroom. These windows also came from a salvage yard. They originally came from a church down in South St. Petersburg, and I've had a few people in the house during the years that have known who some of the people were that are listed on the windows down here below. This particular window was broken. It used to have a hand on it, but I replaced it with a hot air balloon, which has also been a big part of this environment here, hot air ballooning. So I had a couple hot air balloons during the time I lived here, and flew over 700 times, 700 flights. It's a lot of balloon flying. And that was a pretty special experience. Probably one of the most memorable. Even to this day, I still have frequent dreams about hot air ballooning. So this is the cathedral room, as we called it. Bob Height, who used to work at Channel 8, gave me that little hot air balloon up there once for my birthday.
Stand by, Bob. This is it.
Now time for local news. Now he's watching Headline News, local edition, from Tampa Bay's 24-hour news lead. Giving up. I got it. You know who?
It's been a great room. It was positioned sort of to the south so it would catch as much of the sunlight as it went across the sky. So during the day, this really lights up quite beautifully. Over here, I had a hot tub put in, which was a pretty nice thing to have in a bedroom. Here again, I got high ceilings.
Right now. Yeah, I mean it. I mean it. See there? Yay! Ow!
Right here was a little stove, so during the winter I could build a little fire there. These two rooms were added on some years later after the original house studio was built. And this was a workroom, and the next room over there was for Lauren and Rachel. And I had my computers over here in the corner. This was before the internet, and computers were fairly new at that time, but we did have what we called bulletin boards, where people would share and swap programs and that sort of thing. And I used to enjoy that late at night. And when Lauren and Rachel were sleeping over there, they'd often wake up and walk in with their little blankets and camp out under the desks. They were so small they could pretty much camp anywhere.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. No. One, two. Here's the hand. Everything be over. 1, 3, 4, 5. 6. Rachel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. There, go up.
Oh, that's funny.
Happy.
Huh?
That's crying.
Oh, yourself.
That's not right.
Oh.
Ho, to you.
Oh, she's crazy. Whoa. What a nut. Who is this?
So I always remember that. This beautiful little bay window here, just, I don't know, there's so many beautiful spots in this house. I've never designed a house before, but I think I was lucky. This just worked out so nice. And it's such a nice environment here. Look out on the railroad track and just a lot of nature. So it was always, I keep saying it's always very special, but you know, it's my last day here, so I sort of have to spill this out. It was special. A special room in the house. This was Lauren and Rachel's bedroom. It's not too big, but this was a great room. Gosh, children grew up here. They had their crib here, and then later on, there was a bunk bed. Rachel had the bottom bunk. Lauren had the top bunk. Lauren, I think, still shows the scars of being in here, because one night she was bouncing up and down on her bed, hit the ceiling. I think she cut her lip. I think she still has a little scar on her lip. Right over here, I had a mural of all the characters from Sesame Street that I painted for them, and that was on there for a lot of years. Boy, I just used to love coming in here, taking the children when they were little and throwing them in bed. I used to call them just 1, 2, 3 and throw them in bed, and they'd laugh. My dad used to throw me in bed when I was little. And then when the girls were small, and very small, and didn't sleep the night through, it was such a joy. I would come in here, and they'd be crying, or one of them would be crying, and I just had a little blue easy chair over here, a swivel rocker. I'd sit there for an hour in the middle of the night just holding them. It was just one of the best times.
It is Pinocchio, I think.
It is.
Yeah, model it for me. Turn around. Let's see it. That's good.
When it's midnight on the meadow
I like it.
Riding shoes on.
and the river tells a story at the window by my
Got
bed.
my library card.
You do. Your very own library card.
Be as quiet as you can. In the yard you'll hear him, it is the pony man.
Try the mouse.
We're always there to greet him when he tumbles into town. He leads a string of ponies, some are white and some are brown. And they never seem to kick or bite, they only want to play. They live on candy apples instead of oats and hay. And when we are assembled, he gives a soft command. And we climb aboard our ponies as in a row they stand. Then down the road we gallop and across the fields we fly. And soon we all go sailing off into the midnight sky. And as we gaily rock along beside a rippling sea, there's Tom and Dick and Sally and Mary Jo and me. And the pony man is leading 'cause he's traveled here before. And he gives a hoop and a holler at Mr. Moon's front door. And then we stop to rest a while where the soda river glides. Up to the slip comes a pirate ship to take us for a ride. And the pony man's the captain and the children are the crew. And we go in search of treasure and laugh the whole night through.
What's his name?
And when the hold is filled with gold and the sails begin to strain, and the decks pile high with apple pie, we head for port again.
Flooding.
And down the whirling
I
stream,
touched a
so
mirror.
swift our ponies fly.
Touch the mirror.
And we're safely in our beds again when the sunbeams
Yeah.
kiss the sky.
That's a cat.
I see. You got another boo-boo on your leg, I see.
When it's midnight on the meadow and the cats are in the shed,
I got a Band-Aid.
and the river tells a story of the
Band-Aids.
window by my bed.
I hit
Listen very close,
chair.
as quiet as you can.
That's right.
Like draw.
In the yard you'll hear him, it is the pony man.
And then you cut your finger with the mirror. Camera.
Bye.
Halley's Comet, I don't know what year it was, but I guess in the early 80s, came through. Never really could see it, but I remember standing at that window holding Lauren as a little tiny baby and knowing that she'll see Halley's Comet come around for the second time, but I'll be long gone when that happens. But I think she'll be here. So this was a great room. Later on, when Lauren got a little bit older and could climb safely, I let her use this loft. And then Rachel had a small single bed here, and Lauren had the bed upstairs. So they had a little bit of separation and a little bit more privacy.
Lauren over there is gonna be how many years old Saturday?
3.
You're gonna be 3 years old? No, not really. Yeah? Huh.
More cars. We need another floor. Or another one of the little dogs. Or little crowns. Little crowns. I want a crown. I'm sure it is. And then Dad, I didn't mean to step on that. No, I'm going. This is
Rachel, that's your Cheerio.
Right?
Okay, she can have that book.
Hey, Dad. Hey, oh, Dad, Lion. Come here. Come on now. You're a bad lion. Come on now, come on. Sit down.
Lauren, don't play on the ladder.
I'd rather fall on the bed or go down.
Yeah, but from there you're not gonna fall on the bed, you'll fall on the floor.
What if I do it inside the bed? Like boink. I'm gonna get down. I better get down.
Yeah, you better get down.
I'll sit here. It's not dangerous up here.
It's not dangerous up there.
That is. It's not down here, Daddy. Not right here it isn't.
It's not dangerous there?
No.
Okay.
Yes, yes. It's not dangerous right here.
Okay.
Rachel can have a book like, not, I see a book with a man on it.
One of the nice things about this room is the view out here. It's pretty close to the railroad tracks. And you can see the train go by very nicely. Potato vines really covered this whole area when I built here. And through the years, I've tried to hack all those things back, and I have never been successful. These potato vines have won the battle. At times it's been a lot clearer. Now these potato vines are starting to take over again, and a lot of the railroad track is, can't see it, but I love the view out this room. And Lauren up there could also, she had a little bit higher view. She could look down on the train. Right here we're parallel with the track. And out that window is the creek. So they could look out that window and see the creek, this window and see the railroad track. Back before they did some work on Alligator Creek, upstream and downstream, there was water problems. This place never did flood. You know, there was never water in the house, but on one or two occasions, water got high enough before they did those improvements where there was water out here in the back yard. So this whole place took on a whole different look. And when that happened, the children would get a little raft or something and float around out there for a while. Wow, so many things here. Such beautiful oak trees too. Upstairs in the loft, I built it so Lauren had a little skylight. And so when she was in bed, I think there's really a tree over it, but the idea was she could look up and see the sky, see the stars. It's strange seeing this so empty, because this was Lauren and Rachel's history growing up here. This is where they grew up. So it's kind of sad to leave that in a way, but they're growing up too, so those times are really gone. Just have the good thoughts to remember them by, but so everything changes like that. Of course, the bulk of my life, from the age of 32 to 60, was spent here too. So, you know, I think it's the major portion of my life was right here in this house.
What?
He just barked at you. He didn't like it.
He did. Oh, okay. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi. There she goes. Hi, Precious. She's my good girl. She's almost 2 years old. A couple more months. Rachel, where's your doll? Right there.
Bye.
You love your doll? Let me see.
What should you name your video camera?
Why don't I name my video camera?
Yeah, what are you gonna name it?
Well, I don't have a name for my video camera. You think it should have a name? What do you think it might be?
Marvin.
Marvin? Marvin the video camera. Okay. She's quite a kid. She's my pal. We get along good, don't we, Lauren? Yep, sure do. And the little one, Rachel, we get along good too, don't we, sweetie? Huh?
Little patter feet.
Little patter feet.
Little patter hands, I mean. You know who's little patter feet? Cracker.
Oh, Lauren has a bird named Cracker, a cockatiel. Hi, Rachel.
Don't do it right now, Dad.
Let me see your baby, Rachel. What do you want, honey? You want that swing, huh? You want to swing on that? You haven't swung on that for a long time, because that's a little baby swing, isn't it? Baby. But I'll put you in it if you'd like. That's fun, isn't it, Rachel? Rachel, does your baby like swinging? Huh? You want to swing some more? You want to swing some more? Do you? Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go! This is my trusty dog, Lady. Hello, Lady.
She's all lazy.
Yeah, shall we alert Lady and let Marvin see what Lady does when we alert her?
Yeah.
Like if somebody comes in, we can use either voice commands or sound commands. We'll give her a sound command.
Sound command.
Lady, sss. Yeah, I just alerted Lady by making a hissing sound. That alerted her, kind of put her on guard there. Good girl, Lady. It's okay, girl.
Ears off.
Yeah, here she comes. There she goes. Now, check out the front now. See if there was anything out there. She's good to have around. Oh my goodness.
Stop it. I got this around so he doesn't bite.
Somebody thinks that's funny. Somebody thinks that's funny. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get you. Here I come. I'm gonna get you. Here comes my little one. Hi, Rachel. Hello. Hi. Oh my goodness. Oh, Rachel just fell down, didn't you, sweetie? Aw, hit your head. You okay now? Are you okay? I think Rachel will be okay. She's okay now. Here we are. I'm carrying Rachel. Oh, okay. Look at Lady Dog's concerned about Rachel. Concerned, it means she's worried about Rachel.
I'm back out in the living room here. And this is the kitchen. very small kitchen. It's not what most people want today, but it's always compact, nice, just sort of open to the rest of the area. And not that many years ago, Sarah redesigned the kitchen really nicely and put in these colorful cabinets, made it a lot more cheery, put in some tiles back here, and just redid that. So Sarah's been responsible for a whole lot of improvements here at the house, of which I'm grateful. And she's also given me the courage to move on to other things too. So thanks to Sarah, we've got a lot accomplished. Sarah just came in, and it's our last day here. And as I was saying, we redid the kitchen, or Sarah redid the kitchen some time ago. And it's been a nice little place.
Yes, and I like sort of a blue theme, and I loved all the paintings you did for the Lighthouse books. And when I realized they were making tiles with them in it, that was really sort of what we based the kitchen design around.
This tile here is Cockspur Island Lighthouse up near Savannah, between Savannah and Tybee Island. And that painting was in the Lighthouse book, but for some reason it's been a very popular image, and it's been licensed by I don't know how many different companies. Not only have tiles been made of it, but blankets, coasters,
the upholstery hangings, the
wall hangings, little trays, I guess, all sorts of things. You never know what's going to click when it comes to a painting.
Yeah. When I knew I was going to marry Roger and I moved down here, I went to my favorite wood stove store and purchased this Vermont casting stove because Roger had an interesting looking stove here, but it was rather clumsy to operate. So I thought, that'll be fun to bring something special down. We have used it so much.
Yeah, which I never used.
No, you never used
The
it.
original fireplace I had was the oddest thing you ever saw. It was a big round glass box, like a barrel that went this way, with a glass front on it, and then it had the chimney in the back with a little firebox. But you put the wood in the actual glass enclosure. It was very beautiful, but it also got sooty, and occasionally the glass would break if the fire got too hot, even though it was tempered glass. We're going to head up to the studio, but on the way, show you a few little things leave behind. Can do nothing but leave them behind because they're built in. This little carving of a face. I've done several carvings around here and different things, but this was always just a fun little thing to see as I walked up the stairs. There's also there's a clay piece on this stone wall down here that I made. My friend Ken Edwards, who was a sculptor, he and I, when I built this house, we got all those different kind of stones. There's everything you can think of down there, from mica to petrified wood, all sorts of things. And we made that stone wall to make it look like sort of different stratas of earth, more like what you might find in a canyon or something, different ages of rock. So it's an interesting feature of the house. It's the only part that has real stone. So we'll go up to the studio now. Taylor, come on. Silver's been really amazing. He's totally blind, yet he'll come up and down the stairs all by himself all the time. Can go out for a walk in the yard, come way up here. There he is, looking at the door. A beautiful creek down there. And it's one thing I've really enjoyed about this house is Alligator Creek. It's the thing that attracted me to it in the first place. And how I came to find this house, actually, my parents just lived less than a mile from here, so I used to play on these railroad tracks all the time as a little boy, throwing rocks into the water and that sort of thing, playing a lot of pranks too. Used to take metal straps from boxcars and put them between the two rails, and it'd make the crossing bells go off at the corner. So we used to do a lot of things like that. Back then, none of this was developed, and of course, this was all woods. One year, I actually came over here and cut down a small pine tree, and we used it as our Christmas tree. I'm sure it was a terrible looking Christmas tree, but my parents really gave me a lot of freedom and encouraged my creative side. And so I cut down a Christmas tree right in this area once, a long time ago. And there was an old packing plant across the tracks there, just down a few hundred feet. There's another larger one down there that's still there, and across the tracks there was all orange grove. And I found this place, as I was saying. I was flying my hot air balloon over this area. I looked down and I saw that there was a road built here. And of course I knew exactly where it was, and I came back the very next day, inquired about the property and bought it and started to build. These rocks, of course, have been put in by the railroad company. Passenger trains used to come by here for many years, but that service stopped. I always used to love to see the passenger trains go by, especially at night. These rocks right down here, I sort of moved them from up by the trestle to create a little dam there. Just sort of built itself up over the years. Love the sound of it. That's the story of how this place came to be found. So I actually grew up here and then lived here the bulk of my life. When the girls were growing up, the creek was always this fun place to go down and play. Surprisingly, we've never seen many snakes around here. And they're probably around, but we've just never run into too many. Down around the bend there, it's a little bit deeper, and we used to go swimming in there. The water looks real clean, so I never had too much problem with it. There were times when we had some pollution run by here, but that all got taken care of. And it's been a beautiful creek. No matter what kind of a drought we have, the water still maintains itself high enough where it spills over these rocks. It's an unusual thing for Pinellas County to have this little waterfall. And there's beautiful flowers growing down there now too.
Which dogs like the water the best that you've had over the years?
Well, we've had a number of dogs, haven't we? Both my German Shepherds, Lady and Shadow, they love the water.
The last time I saw Emily,
Yeah,
Red was leading. Red went over there,
right.
galloped over there, and Emily jumped in. It's a little bit deep, and she was tiny,
Yeah.
so she swam actually.
I know.
Ran across the rocks under the trestle, and that's the last
Well,
time
the
I
last
saw
time
her.
we ever saw Emily. We had built a fence in this portion of the yard to keep our dogs from getting out, but as much as I worked on trying to get that fence secure, putting concrete under the fence, bricks, no matter what I did, they could get out, which they did. So Silver, you've been a good little guy, haven't you? Yes, you have. You're just our good friend, huh? Boy, it's a hot day today. These summers never used to bother me. This heat never used to bother me. It used to be a joy working on the yard. I just used to tackle every single thing about it. Even the driveway, 28,000 bricks. I laid each one of those one by one. But the maintenance factor has just become overwhelming now. And it's 28 years old, so
Well, as the plants mature and the trees mature, it takes even more
yeah.
attention to keep things under control. And the trees are so tall now compared to when you moved in here. When it comes to pruning them, it's impossible to do it yourself.
Yeah, it sure is. So we'll go on some new adventures now, huh, Sarah?
Yes. Yes, it'll be sad to say goodbye, but we'll be freed up in a way, so
Yeah.
I'll keep our fingers crossed.
These were made from molds off the Lady Barbara Lowell Lytle's ship, which I had such an involvement with. Square rig ship and sailed to New York in. This is broken pottery. Used to do a lot of pottery here at the house. It was never lucrative, but I enjoyed doing pottery, and I did hundreds and hundreds of face pots.